Oh, how come my recording has started? Can you see the screen? You started, Aditi. Okay. Can you see the screen, please? Okay. No. Those who can't see screen, try try to pin on my name, pin on my screen. Anaga, Arya, Ovi, try to pin on my chat window में जो आ रहा है ना people, just try to pin on my name. Try again and again. Okay. So let's start. Today we'll talk about SOM, that is self-organizing maps. Now, what is special about self-organizing map is, you know that we have talked about supervised and unsupervised learning. So what happens in supervised learning is, for each input, your output is, you give labeled input for learning. So what algorithm does is, it learns from the labeled data. You give data item, it produces some output, and that output it produces is checked with with the actual output, desired output. You find out the difference, then you that difference that is called as error is again given as input to the system, and you keep on doing this. You change the weight, as we did in the last example when we were trying out the example of gates and or gates and all these things using perceptron learning. So that was the example of how your weight learned through supervised way. You have some output and you were giving labeled input. Labeled input means for that input output was defined. And ANN is the model which you have already, I think we'll talk about, or maybe in this your guest lecture, sir will talk about back propagation. Let's see how that goes. Else, I will cover back propagation in next class. So back propagation is the typical example how ANN learns from the data. That back propagation is a supervised way of learning. Supervised way of learning in the sense, you give labeled input, you give input for which output is defined, and then that you calculate the error, then error is back propagated in that network, and network learn through this process. That is a supervised way of learning. So what we know about ANN is, ANN learns through supervised way, but you can use ANN for learning in unsupervised way also. You can use ANN for clustering also. How you use ANN for clustering is called as the SOM, that is self-organizing map. So self-organizing map is nothing but unsupervised learning type. When you use ANN for unsupervised learning type, it is called as self-organizing map. It is used majorly for the clustering, and it is used for dimensionality reduction also. Okay. So this is what is written here. ANN model, whether it needs the guidance of learning or not, based on the way they learn, all artificial neural networks can be divided into two, supervised and unsupervised. Okay. So what we studied, or whatever you have learned till now, is that ANN is used as a supervised way of learning, but it is not like that. ANN can be used for unsupervised learning also, which is called as SOM. So what happens in supervised learning? Desired output results for each input vector is required when the network is trained. Okay, that we already know. ANN of the ANN of the supervised learning type, such as multi-layer perceptron, uses target result to guide the information of the neural parameters. What it does is, your neural network assignment and or gate assignments was just a single layer perceptron. We did not add any in between layer. What happens in ANN? ANN is a dense structure of neurons where you have input layer, you have output layer. Now, the assignment which you did for AND OR gate, it was consisting of only input and output layer. You were giving some input and one neuron was there at the output layer. Nothing was there in between input and output. But actually ANN is not like that. ANN, what happens in ANN, artificial neural network, you have an input layer, you have an output layer, and in between input and output layer, you have multiple hidden layers. Okay, now these hidden layers are also connected with all inputs. Say you have input layer, output layer, and in between you have two hidden layers. So first hidden layer, which is just adjacent to your input neurons, these hidden layer neurons will be connected to all input, and second hidden layer will be connected to all inputs which are the outputs of first neuron will be the input for the second hidden layer. फर्स्ट लेयर का जो आउटपुट जाएगा, फर्स्ट लेयर से जो हिडन लेयर से जो आउटपुट आएगा, वो आउटपुट किसको इनपुट जाएगा, इट विल बी इनपुट फॉर द सेकेंड लेयर. Okay, and these number of layers you can keep on adding. Okay, and at the output, last hidden layer neurons will be connected to the output layer. Okay, so that is how your artificial neural network is made. So what we did is we have just talked about single layer neuron. We did not do anything regarding this multi-layer perceptron. We have not added any hidden layer in between. Okay, so what happens in this, in multi-layer perceptron works for now the AND or whatever kind of output we were targeting for AND or all, they were linearly separable. Okay, but I said that you don't try these things for OR gate, because OR gate result, XOR gate, or XOR gate, you cannot get the output of the way we did in AND or gates or NOT gates. The same method you cannot apply for implementing XOR gate, because XOR gate you cannot implement using linearity. You need to incorporate certain non-linearity in it. It means when you have only single layer can only deal with the linearity of the data. It cannot deal with the non-linearity of the data. So you need to add on multiple layers, plus you need to add on different activation functions to handle that issue. Okay, so that's why we did not do anything for the XOR gate. So XOR gate can be implemented using that learning concept, but then you need to have a additional layer in between your input and output layer. Okay, so that here comes the concept of multi-layer perceptron. So in this case also multi-layer perceptron में भी क्या रहता है, you learn through supervised way. Learn through supervised way in the sense you will give some input, that input will be propagated in forward pass. It will be propagated and it will give you some output. Now that output will be compared with your desired output. Error will be calculated, and that error will be back propagated through input to again all layers. Again the error will be calculated, again weight will be adjusted, and you keep on doing this till your network gets learned. How network get learns? When the all weights of the all layers, input layer, hidden layer, output layer, सारी layers के weight जब तक update नहीं हो जाते, you keep on doing this. Okay, that is what is a supervised way of learning. But you can use ANN for unsupervised way of learning also, which is called as self-organizing map, which is used for the clustering of the data. We'll see today what is self-organizing map, what is the algorithm, and how we cluster the data using self-organizing map. Okay, so let's see what is self-organizing ways. Self-organizing map, it was developed by Professor Kohanen. So sometimes it is called as Kohanen feature map also. Okay, feature map in the sense because it is used for reducing the dimension of the data. So it is used for, it is called as, sometimes it is called as self-organizing feature map, Kohanen feature map. It is also called Kohanen feature map sometimes. Okay, now it is used for the clustering. Self-organizing maps are used for the clustering purpose, but when you you already know some of the algorithm of the clustering. What is the concept of clustering is? Clustering is an unsupervised way of learning. Unsupervised way of learning in the sense it approach is data driven. You don't specify any output. It learns from the data itself. It will try to learn the similarity of the data and try to group into that. Okay, but in case of self-organizing map, though it is used for clustering, but it is a kind of competitive learning. It is not like your other clustering algorithm. DMDW में तुमने अगर कुछ clustering के algorithm पढ़े होंगे तो K means वगैरह का तुमको पता होगा आइडिया कैसे वो cluster करता है, distances निकाल के, then it categorizes the data into one group or other group. But self-organizing maps are not based on that. It is based on the competitive learning. Competitive learning in the sense you give some input to some neurons, and the neuron, one of the neuron will win. Okay, based on certain distance measure or based on certain parameter, you will try to see that which neuron wins. Okay, so let's see this. It's a self-organizing map is a categorization method. It's an unsupervised way of learning, and it is a neural network technique. These are the three important points about self-organizing map. It is an unsupervised way of learning through neural network, and it's a kind of categorization method. Okay, you can generalize this also. So how this self-organizing map, I am taking very simple example. You can once you understand the simple example, you can go into adding more complexity in the data also. Okay, now what is unsupervised learning, or what is the concept of clustering, is you give some input and you try to group the data into different categories. Now different categories, who defines the category? If you remember K means algorithm, you define the value of K in the sense kitna classes mein usko group karna hai. If you say K equals to 2, it means your all data will be grouped into 2 categories. If you say K equals to 3, means your all data will be grouped into 3 different categories. Okay, so in this case also you have to specify in how many categories, or in how many categories you have to group your data. Okay, so that is, you have some input data items. So you have some input data items, say I'm referring x1, x2 and all these. This is one data item, this is another data item, this is another data item, and so on. You have these input data items. Now for that input we are not giving any output because it is unsupervised way of grouping, clustering the data. Okay, now these data items I want to cluster in how many clusters, you have to specify that also. Say I want to classify that into m clusters, so you need to specify this also. कितने clusters में या कितने categories में उसको categorize करना है data को. Okay, so once you give these inputs, you can categorize them using self-organizing map algorithm. What is that algorithm says is, structure is something like this. See this x1, x2, x3 and so on, xn. These are the, you give input one at a time, and these are the y's are the outputs. Now here you can see ym, y1, y2, y3 and so on up to ym, means you are trying to categorize input of x1 to xn input into m different categories. Okay, so you can see this is your x1, x2, x3 and so on. These are connected to this is your one neuron, this is another neuron, this is another neuron. So see how these connections are connected. This y1 is connected with all x1 to xn. This y1 is connected to all x1, x2, x3 and so on. This yi is connected with all x1, x2, x3 and so on. This ym is also connected with all x1, x2, x3 and xn. Everything it is connected. So it is connected like this. So how Swan algorithm works is, mute yourself. Please mute yourself. Harshada, please mute yourself. Yes. So, can you see this? Can you see the screen? Okay. Okay, yes. So SOM algorithm, you know, basic learning of ANN we did. Using for AND OR gate, we did basic learning algorithm of ANN. Sorry, for perceptron learning we did. This is your SOM algorithm. So what happens is, I told you the network architecture, how what was the network architecture. You have inputs and you have outputs. So x1, x2, x3 and so on were the inputs, and y1, y2, y3 and ym were the outputs. So all inputs are connected to all output units. Okay, now all output units, we want to learn this using ANN. It means every connection has a weight associated with it. So through neural network, what we are supposed to do is, we are supposed to learn these parameters such that whenever you give some unknown input, it should categorize in one of the M categories. That is what is expected from SOM algorithm. Okay, so what we do in initialization, like we did in case of perceptron learning, we initialize the weights using some random numbers. In the same way, you can initialize the weights of all connections using some random numbers, and you can keep on learning these, you can keep on updating these weights for every input. Okay, so what is the first thing you need to do is, you have to initialize your weights. You have to initialize your weights. This is your first thing you need to do is, you have to initialize the weights. Initialize the weights to some random values and keep on doing this for number of iterations. So I'm taking t as time, initially t as 1, and I'll update this t 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on, number of epochs time. Okay, and till how many times you will do it? Till your inputs, your previous inputs and now calculated inputs difference is not much or acceptable by you. Keep on doing this. Okay, what you are going to do is, first you have to give that input, select the input sample I1, give first input and calculate the Euclidean distance. How you calculate the Euclidean distance? Euclidean distance is nothing but the value of that input and the value of that weight minus. This is how you are calculating the Euclidean distance. Difference. This is how you are calculating the Euclidean distance, this formula. This formula is Euclidean distance calculation. Euclidean distance calculation, I value of that input minus weight of that connection, difference between these two, square of this, and do this for all. Sum for 1 to n times. Okay, sum for 1 to n times, and calculate this distance for each output node. Calculate this distance for each output node, and the weight value of this sum for node, value of this sum for the node which value of this is minimum will be selected as the winning node. Please mute yourself. Okay, and the winning node, only weights of the winning node will be updated. How it will be updated? Previous value of that weight multiplied by the learning rate, added with learning rate multiplied by the input minus weight. Okay, and then increment this, keep on doing these steps, 1 to 4 steps, keep on doing this till your weights reaches to a stable value. Okay, let's take the example. Say for example, and in SOM, what they do is, they decrease this learning rate after certain number of iterations. Say for first 5 iteration, I am taking a learning rate as 0.5, and after 5 to 10 number of iteration, I am reducing, maybe learning rate I am reducing to 0.4 or maybe 0.3. So you can change the learning rate also. The concept of changing the learning rate is the same I think we talked about that in this neural perceptron class also. Learning rate matters for learning, in the sense you want to reach to global minima, you want to optimize something using this neural network. Okay, so this learning rate helps to reach to global minima or maxima. So you need, I told you, you need to choose this learning rate carefully. 1 is the highest learning rate. Between 0 to 1 you can choose any value. Okay, so concept of changing this learning rate is, initially जो learning कराते हो वो थोड़ा fast कराओगे, और जैसे ही थोड़ा लगता है कि learn हो रहा है, अभी network थोड़ा learn हो रहा है, तो फिर ग्रेजुअली धीरे 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 लर्न कराते हो, ताकि उसका जो ग्लोबल मिनिमा या मैक्सिमा है वो एकदम से मिस नहीं हो जाए. ओके, सो कॉन्सेप्ट इज दैट. Okay, now let's take an example. These are the 4 inputs. I'm giving 4 inputs: I1, I2, I3, and I4. 4 inputs are like this: 1 1 0 0 0 0 0 1 1 0 0 0 0 0 1 1. Okay, I want to categorize this I1, I2, I3, and I4 to only 2 categories, 1 and 2. So my n is 4, because n is 4 in the sense ये जो है तुम्हारा I1 है, I1 में कितने वैल्यूज हैं? 1, then this is second value, this is third value, this is fourth value. Total number of values are 4. Okay, so this n stands for this. M is 2 in the sense how many categories you want to categorize this data into. I want to categorize this into 2, so my architecture will be something like this. Okay, this is 1 2 3 4, and categorizing that to 1 or 2 only. So this one neuron will be connected to all these 4. This 2 neurons, second neuron will also be connected to all these 4 inputs. Okay, so how many weight updates you need to do? 4 for this, 4 for this. So total 8 weights you need to update. Now all the 8 weights you will not update in each iteration. You will update the weights of the neuron who wins in that input. Okay, so what was the algorithm saying is, you start the algorithm with giving first input at a time. You give this input, first input I1, you give this input, and then see which neuron wins, 1 or 2. If 1 wins, you update the weights of neurons, weights of the weight of this neuron, which is means this neuron connected with this and this. So only 4 weights will be updated. Now you give the second neuron, second input I2, and see which neuron 1 or 2 wins. If say in this giving second input, if second wins, so you will update the weights associated with second neuron only. Again give for third input, see which neuron wins, update the weights of that neuron only. Apply the 4 input, and see which neuron wins, update the weights of that neuron only. Okay, and keep on doing this. Again, this will end your first iteration. You have given all 4 inputs and you updated the weights. Okay, give this 4 inputs again in next iteration, give these 4 inputs again in third iteration, give this 4 inputs again in fourth iteration, and keep on doing this till your weight updation comes to a stable value. Okay, so let's see how this happens. See this. Learning rate I am taking as 0.6 for 1 to 4 times. For first 4 iteration, I am taking learning rate as 0.6, and from 5th to 8th iteration, I am taking learning rate as 0.5. No, sorry, after 4, 5 onwards, I am taking learning rate as 0.5. I am reducing learning rate to a value smaller than the earlier one. Okay. And what was the first step? You specify the learning rate and you initialize these weights also. Now, how many weights you need to initialize? You need to initialize weights for unit 1. You need to initialize weights for this unit 2 also. Okay. So first unit ka weights means 4 weights I am taking. Random values as 0.2, 0.6, 0.5, and 0.9, which is these are these weights. One unit is this, first unit, associated weight this, then this, then this, and then this. Okay, these four weights are 0.2, 0.6, 0.5 and 0.9. Initialize the weights associated with this second unit also, which are 0.8, 0.4, 0.7, 0.3. Okay, now what you are supposed to do is you have to give first input. First input is 1100. Okay, 1100. Give this input, calculate the Euclidean. How will you see that which neuron is winning? You need to calculate the Euclidean distance. How will you calculate the Euclidean distance? It is nothing but the input value minus weight value, square of that, sum for all four values. Okay, so when you give 1100, so you will be calculating distance from this unit, you will be calculating distance from this unit also. Okay, so how will you calculate the distance from this and this unit? See this distance from first 1100 input, unit 1 ka distance is, unit 1 distance is weight minus input, weight minus input. Weight minus input means this is your weight. 0.2 input is 1100. So 1 here, 1 here, 0 here and 0 here along with this. Okay, so 0.2 minus 1, 0.6 minus 1, 0.5 minus 0, 0.9 minus 0, in सबका distance इसका square. 0.2 minus 1 whole square plus 0.6 minus 1 whole square, 0.5 minus 0, 0.9 minus 0 whole square. This will give you the value 1.86. Okay, second unit weights, distance of second unit. Second unit से कैसे distance निकालोगे? 0.8 minus 1 whole square, 0.4 minus 1 whole square, 0.7 minus 0 whole square, 0.3 minus 1, 0.3 minus 0 whole square. So it will give you 0.98. Okay, now this unit 1 से weight जो आया 0.98 आया, unit 1 से weight जो आया वो 1.86 आया distance, और unit 2 से जो distance आया 0.98 आया. Means first वाला जो sample है वो more towards unit 2 है, unit 2 से उसका distance थोड़ा कम है. Okay, so who will win? Unit 2 will win. Okay, so unit 2 will win means you need to update the weights of unit 2, 0.8, 0.4, 0.7 and 0.3. you need to update. Unit 1 के weights वैसे ही रहेंगे. You will not change the weights of unit 1. Okay, so how will you change the weights? Unit 2 के weights 0.8, 0.4, 0.7 and 0.3. how will you change the weights? You will apply this formula. Earlier weights plus learning rate multiplied by input minus weight value. Okay, so these weights are, unit 2 weights will be updated like this. Unit 2 weights will be updated like this: 0.8, 0.4, 0.7, 0.3 plus 0.6 multiplied by the input, that is 1100, minus the weights 0.8, 0.4, 0.7 and 0.3. So this weights updated will be 0.92, 0.76, 0.28 and 0.12. So after applying first input, unit 1 के weights they have not changed, unit 2 weights have changed to these values. Okay, so I have done the same thing. Those who have not understood this concept, let's do the calculation for unit for I value 2. So this is what I have done just to explain you. When you give this input, learning rate is 0.6, initialize weights were this. ये हमने इनिशियलाइज किया था वेट्स. ओके, सो D1 से जो कैलकुलेट किया था डिस्टेंस, वो कैसे कैलकुलेट, इसका 1.86, 0.98 आया, और उसको हमने वेट्स चेंज किए था इससे. फर्स्ट वेट चेंज कैसे हुआ था? फॉर एग्जांपल 0.8 को चेंज करना था. 0.8 कैसे चेंज होगा? 0.8 विल बी चेंज टू अर्लियर 0.8 प्लस लर्निंग रेट 0.6 मल्टीप्लाइड बाय इनपुट. इनपुट इज 1 minus weight. 1 minus 0.8 will give you 0.92. This weight change will be 0.4 plus 0.6 multiplied by 1 minus 0.4. 1 is input to this, 1 is input to this. This you can see 1, 1, 0, 0. Okay, so this is 0.76. And this third updation will be 0.7 plus 0.6 multiplied by 0 minus 0.7 is 0.28 and so on. Okay, so these weights are updated like this. Now, when you give second input, what is my second input? My second input is, apply the same thing. My second input is, I2 is, see this, I2 is 0, 0, 0, 1. Okay. So you will be calculating distance for unit 1. D1 distance भी calculate करोगे and D2 भी calculate करोगे. How will you calculate D1? How will you calculate D1? D1 will be calculated as first unit weights are 0.2, 0.6, 0.5 and 0.9. So it will be calculated as 0.2 minus 0 input weight minus this input is 0, 0, 0 and 1. 0.2 minus 1 iska whole square, this is whole square, huh? This is whole square, okay, plus second is 0.6 minus 0 iska bhi whole square. Oh, I need to change it. Okay, 0.6 minus 0 whole square plus 0.5 minus 0 whole square plus 0.9 minus 1 whole square. Okay, are you getting it? So this calculated value will be 0.66. Calculate it, you'll get 0.66, and D2 will be what? D2 will be, now the weights which you got, updated weight will be input for the second. When you change the weight, when you have given first input, unit 2 ka weights changed. Now for when you are giving second input, changed weights will be input to second input. Okay, so D2 will be calculated using this 0.92, 0.76, 0.28 and 0.12. So this will be calculated using 0.92 minus 0 whole square. Do it, whole square of this plus what next, 0.76 minus 0 whole square plus 0.28 minus 0 whole square plus 0.12 minus 0 whole square. So this value you will get as 2.28. Okay, now which value will win for this? When you are giving this input, 0.66 value is less than 0.2.28. So which unit will win? Unit 1 will win. So you are now, in this case, unit 1 wins. So weight updation किसका करोगे? Weight updation जाएगा unit 1 का, unit 2 का नहीं जाएगा. Okay, so unit 1 wins. So you need to update the weights of unit 1. How will you update the weights of unit 1? Unit 1 के weights क्या हैं? 0.2. फर्स्ट जो weight change होगा वो कैसे होगा? फर्स्ट weight change कैसे होगा? 0.2 पहले सी वैल्यू 0.2 plus 0.6 is your learning rate multiplied by input minus weight. Input is 0 minus weight is 0.2. Okay, so this will give you the value 0.08. Why? Because you can see this here. 0 minus 0.2 is minus 0.2 multiplied by this 0.6, which will be a negative quantity, minus 0.12. 0.20 minus 0.12 is 0.08. Okay. Now second weight update will be, second weight value is 0.6. So 0.6 plus learning rate is also 0.6 multiplied by 0 minus 0.6. Okay, so this will be 0.24. Third weight update कैसे होगा? It is 0.5 plus 0.6 learning rate multiplied by input minus 0.5, which is 0.20. And fourth weight change will be how? It is 0.9 earlier value, 0.9 plus 0.6 multiplied by 1 minus 1 है last value. This is 1 given to fourth. So this is 1 minus कितना 0.9. One minus 0.9 is equal to 0.96. So what happened is after second input, your weights change. So now the new weights are second unit का change नहीं हुआ है, first unit के weights change हुए हैं. क्या change हुए हैं? First unit के weights are now 0.08, 0.24, 0.20 and 0.96. Okay. So this is the weights value after you applied second input. Now do the same thing for third input. Apply third input I3. I3 क्या है input हमारा? I3 input here is. So after when you applied first input, it was this. Now see, when you applied second input, your weights changed to this 0.08, 0.24, 0.20 and 0.96. Okay. So I told you how to do this. Now apply third input. Third input is 1000. Apply third input 1000. 100. Sorry. Third input is 100 and 0. Do the same thing. Calculate D1. Calculate D2. And then see which unit wins. Which unit wins. So how will you calculate D1? D1 value will be, now these will be the input to this. These are the input weights. Calculate this D1, calculate this D2. Now D1 value, should I write it again? Okay, let me do for this. Last wala, I'll just write the values. So D1 value will be 0.08 minus 1 whole square plus 0.24 minus 0 whole square plus 0.20 minus 0 whole square plus 0.96 minus 0 whole square. Okay. So when you calculate this, you will get the value as 1.87. Calculate it, you will get this value as 1.87. D2 का वैल्यू कैसे कैलकुलेट करोगे? सेकेंड यूनिट के वेट्स और इनपुट जो दिया है तुमने. सेकेंड वेट्स आर 0.92 minus 1 whole square plus 0.76 minus 0 whole square plus 0.28 minus 0 whole square plus 0.12 minus 0 whole square. Okay. This is this value you will get is 0.68. Calculate it, you will get it 0.68. So which unit will win in this case? Which unit will win? Unit 2 will win. So you need to update the weights of unit 2. So update weights of unit 2. How will you update? Earlier weight. Earlier weight. यूनिट 2 के वेट्स कौन से थे हमारे पास में? 0.92, 0.76, 0.28 एंड 0.12. ओके. सो 0.92 प्लस 0.6 multiplied by 1 minus 0.96. Getting it? So this value you will get is 0.97. Okay. Likewise, second weight update will be 0.76 plus 0.6 multiplied by 0 माइनस सेकेंड पोजीशन पे इनपुट 0 है, 0 माइनस 0.76 is equal to 0.30. Third weight will be, third updation will be, third weight is 0.28 plus 0.6 multiplied by 0 minus 0.28 will give you the value as 0.11. Fourth weight is 0.12 plus 0.6 multiplied by 0 minus 0.12, this 0 minus 0.12. Okay, you will get this as 0.05. So after second iteration, what happens after you applied third input, your weights has changed. Now the weights are, which unit weights you changed is unit 2, which is now 0.97 instead of 0.76, 0.30. Instead of 0.28, it is 0.11, and for this is 0.05. These are the updated weights after you applied third input. When you apply fourth input, I4, which is 0011. So when you apply this, see this, when you apply this third input, I3, your weights are updated to 0.97, 0.30, 0.11, and 0.05. Okay. When you apply the fourth input, you see here, I'm not calculating, just have a look here. I4 is 0011. You calculate the distance D1 and D2 from unit 1 and unit 2. Unit 1 se distance is 0.71. From unit 2 it is 2.74. So which unit will win? Unit 1 will win. Okay. So unit 1 wins in the sense you have to update the weights of unit 1. So when you apply the same thing, unit 1 weights updates will be this. 0.3, 0.03, 0.10, 0.68, and 0.98. So what you did is you applied all four inputs. This is just one iteration. Okay. Now you apply the same process for second iteration. Now for second iteration, this unit 1 and unit 2 updated weights will be input to second iteration. Now in second iteration, again these weights will change. Apply third iteration, these weights will change again. Keep on doing this till you feel that difference of the weight of previous iteration and this iteration is negligible. Okay. Or you give some threshold limit that much weight updation I am allowing, and you stop your algorithm. Okay. So this is the weight updation just by one iteration. Apply second iteration, third, fourth, and so on. So after applying 15 iteration, what you will get is these weights are updated like this. After 15 iteration, your weights of unit 1 are 0, 0, 0.5 and 1. Unit 2 के weights change हो जाएंगे 1, 0.5, 0 and 0. Okay. You can see this behavior from this input only. You can see this unit 1 के weights कैसे जा रहे हैं 0, 0, first दोनों 0 हो रहे हैं, then third is 0.5 and this is 1.0. You can see this. First जो हमने random values लिया था, उस random values से first iteration how these weights have changed. See this. यहाँ पे हमने 0.8 लिया था शायद. So this has changed to 0.03. This has also reduced. This has also reduced, but that too not to that extent. This is coming closer to 1. Okay. So in next iteration, you will see that this value is coming closer to 1. This value is coming closer to 0.5. And this value is going down 0, 0, closer to 0. This is again going closer to 0. Okay. Same is the case with this. You can see this. Ye value, it is going closer to 1. This value will reach closer to 0.5. This value will reach closer to 0. This value will reach closer to 0. Okay. So after 15 iteration, your weights will be like this for unit 1 and unit 2. Okay, so what was the output expected? Output was expected that if my weights are updated using neural network concept using SOM, I updated the weights of unit 1 and unit 2 like this. Now what is my expectation is whenever I give some input, it should tell me that it is in which category. Is it in unit 1 category or is it in unit 2 category? दो ही category लिया है हमने. One data will be categorized by unit 1, another data will be categorized by unit 2. Okay, so if unit 1 categorize the data item, will say that it is in one category. Unit 2 categorize the data item, will say that it is in category 2. Okay, so when I give some input, you can test it here. Take these weights and apply these same input I1, I2, I3, I4. You will see that you will see that sample first and third will be clustered with unit 2. Means when you will apply sample 1 and sample 3, unit 2 will win, and sample 2 and 4, unit 1 will win. You will see that. Okay, how they see this distance is when you apply sample 1. Well, what we are saying is sample 1 is clustered with unit 2. When you apply sample 1, see this, when you apply sample 1 to these last updated weight 0.51, 1.500, distance from unit 1 is 3.25, distance from unit 2 is 0.25. So unit 2 is winning. So unit 2 is winning in the sense, you are saying that now in this case you are simply testing. You are again not trying to modify the weights. This is what, after you update the weights, now you are testing in the sense you are giving some input and you are expecting that it should be categorized by either unit 1 or either unit 2. Okay, so what unit 2 is winning in the sense, unit 2 is winning matlab unit 2 will categorize this. When you give data I1 here, unit 2 will win. When you give I2 data item, unit 1 will win. When you give I3 here, unit 2 will win again. When you give I4 here, unit 1 will win. Okay, so when you give I2, you will see that unit 1 is winning. Unit 1 is winning because values are small in this case. Okay, so what if I give, now these are the inputs I have already given using which I learned. Now in testing, if you give something else which was not in training data, say for example I am giving this data item 1110, I am giving this fifth sample which is not same as any of the earlier sample through which I trained the data, through which I try to cluster the data. This is say 1110. Okay, so in which category it should cluster with? You try and tell me. Write in chat window. If my input is 1110, my learned data unit 1 and unit 2 has learned, weights have been updated. So when I on the updated weights, if I'm giving 1110, which unit will try to cluster this data? Unit 1 or unit 2? It will cluster with unit 1 or it will cluster with unit 2? Tell me. Unit 1, how come? Distance kitna hai? Unit 1 and unit 2? Distance, tell me the distances of unit 1 and unit 2. Okay, 1.5 for unit 1. How come? $3.21, how come? 3.25. Yes, Bhavna, 3.25 is correct. Yes, 3.25 from unit 1 and from unit 2 is, yes, 1.25 from unit 2. See, those who have not understood the concept, see this, I'm writing it here. What input you have given is I5. I5 is 1, 1, 1 and 0. सॉरी 0, ये इनपुट दिया है तुमने, ठीक है? तो D1 कैसे कैलकुलेट करोगे? D1 इज वेट्स कैसे अपडेट हुए थे, ये वाले सारे यूनिट 1 के वेट्स कैसे गए थे? यूनिट 1 के वेट्स कैसे गए थे? Unit 1 weights are 0, 0, 0.5 and 1, isn't it? And unit 2 weights were 1, 0.5, 0 and 0. ये last updation था after 50, after say 15 iteration. These were the weights updated. So D1 का वैल्यू कैसे कैलकुलेट करोगे? D1 will be input minus 1 minus 0 का होल स्क्वायर, 1 minus 0 whole square. Please do it correctly. Plus 1 minus 0 का whole square plus 1 minus 0.5 का whole square plus next क्या आएगा? 0 minus 1 का होल स्क्वायर, कितना आया? टोटल करो इसका, 1 here, 1 here, 1 here, इधर कितना आएगा? 0.25. So this is 3.25. ओके, कैलकुलेट D2 कैसे आएगा? सेकेंड यूनिट के वेट से इनपुट का डिफरेंस का स्क्वायर्स. सेकेंड यूनिट्स के वेट क्या है? 1.5, 0 एंड 0. सो दिस इज 1 minus 1 होल स्क्वायर प्लस सेकेंड का क्या है? 1 minus 0.5 का होल स्क्वायर प्लस 1 minus 0 का होल स्क्वायर प्लस 0 minus 0 का होल स्क्वायर. कितना हुआ? 1 minus 1 0 here, 0 minus 0 0 here, 0.5 here 1. कितना हुआ? 5 का होल स्क्वायर 0.25, 1.25, isn't it? This is 1.25. So unit 1 है उसका 3.25 आ रहा है, यूनिट 2 है उसका आ रहा है 1.25. तो कौन सा यूनिट विन किया? यूनिट 2 विंस, नॉट यूनिट 1. यूनिट 2 विंस इन द सेंस ये जो इनपुट तुमने दिया है वो किस में क्लस्टर होगा? यूनिट 2 क्लस्टर करेगा उसको, यूनिट 2 वाले ग्रुप में वो क्लस्टर होगा. ओके, okay, so this is how your SOM generalize your learning. Okay, I will share this on, try out this example also. This is from one book only. So what it is saying is, now one more example, try out on your own. 6 inputs, I1, I2, I3, I4, I5 and I6 inputs. Each input like in earlier case हम जो input दे रहे थे I1, वो कितना डायमेंशन का था? 4 डायमेंशन नहीं, मतलब वो सिंगल डायमेंशन में था, लेकिन उसमें इनपुट्स कितने थे? x1, x2, x3, x4 ऐसे कितने थे? इसमें 3 ही है, 1.1, 1.7, 1.8 एंड सो ऑन, ऐसे 6 इनपुट्स दिए हैं. इसको कैटेगराइज करना है कितने में? 3 में कैटेगराइज करना है. सो यू कैन सी दिस. ओके, सो कितने वेट्स आ जाएंगे इसमें अपडेशन के लिए? 3 इसके लिए, 3 इसके लिए, 3 इसके लिए, 3 3 6 और 3 9 वेट्स अपडेट जाएंगे. पहले वाले एग्जांपल में हमने सिर्फ 6 वेट्स अपडेट किया था. 6 फॉर 3 फॉर यूनिट 1, and 3 for unit 2. Now in this case, how many weights you need to update is 9. 3 for this, 3 for this, and 3 for this, because now our purpose is we have to categorize these data item into 3 different categories. Okay, I'll share this on your Google Classroom. Take some, and answer is also written here, you try out on your own. Okay, these are the data item. Give one data item at a time. Take some random assignment of initial assignment of these weights, and then apply one input at a time and see which unit wins, and update the weights for each inputs. Okay, those who are interested can write the program also. It's not that tough, very easy. Okay, so it's written here. Random values assignments are like this. WA, WB, WC. First unit के जो 3 weights लिए हैं random values are like this. Second unit, third unit, and learning rate, they are taking learning rate as 0.6 and then taking learning rate 0.25, then taking learning rate as 0.1. 3 different learning rates they are taking. Okay, so you can apply this first iteration, second and third and so on, and after that once you apply, they have done it. After 15 iteration your weights will be this. After 21 iteration your weights will be like this. Now those who will do the calculation by hand, it will take time, because applying 15 iteration is not that easy. Okay, so if you can write a program just for your, it will be good for your learning also. So after you apply 21 times, learning your weights, A will be categorizing data sample. How many data sample we have given? 6 data samples. So 6 data sample 1 and 3 will be categorized with unit C. 2, 4 and 5 will be categorized with unit B, and data sample 6 will be categorized with unit A only. Okay, so these are the outputs for this. So that's all about SOM. I think I've shared this on Google Classroom already. Now you have learned this. I think now you can study this. You will get everything. Okay. You can unmute yourself if you have any questions.